both proud of myself and scared of myself. It's gotta go. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bianca, and you might be wondering why I'm sitting on the floor here today. That's because we are about to do a massive book unhaul. I have never done this before, which is the problem. Because not only do I have a book buying problem, I also have a book hoarding problem. So a lot of the books on my physical TBR I have had for only God knows how long. Like, I literally think some of them I've had since like middle school, high school. I know, I'm really embarrassed. As you can see, I have a TBR cart that is full on both sides, every single shelf. And then I also have 3 stacks of books over here. And I have a couple books on my actual shelves, I think, that I also have not read. So that's really embarrassing of me. Like, this whole thing is just really embarrassing for me to be putting on the internet, but I'm doing it for your enjoyment. So you're welcome. The first step is that I'm going to go through all of this stuff and my bookshelves, make some piles of the books I want to unhaul, and then we'll reconvene and I will tell you about them and why I'm getting rid of them, why I haven't read them, and we'll just chat. But yeah, first things first, we gotta go through all of these. I'm actually really excited. Like, I'm scared, but I'm also excited because I want to just clear out some of this clutter. My goal in a perfect world would be for my physical TBR to fit on this cart. So you can imagine how many books we need to get rid of for that to happen. Let's see what we can do. So I went through my TBR cart, my piles, my bookshelves, and I think I've done a good job. I'm both proud of myself and scared of myself. I'm proud that I like told myself, you need to get rid of things that you didn't like, that you are never gonna read, but I think I have a problem, a big problem. Let's talk about the books that I'm unhauling. This first group of books I'm going to tell you about, they're all just books that I've had for so long. At this point, I'm not going to read them. They have been sitting on this cart for years, probably. Realistically, I'm not going to get to them. They don't really sound interesting to me anymore, and it's time for them to go. What the River Knows by Isabel yeah. You can figure it out. The Hate You Give, Asylum, Famous Last Words by Katie Allender. This I actually read in like middle school and really liked. I think that's why I haven't gotten rid of it, but it needs to go. The Lost by Natasha Preston, Ted Bundy Conversations with a Killer, The Floating Girls by Lo Patrick, Golden Girl by Ellen Hildebrand, Psyche and Eros by Luna McNamara, The Sister Pact by Stacey Ramy, More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera, Hunt on Dark Waters by Katie Robert, The Hobbit, The Flat Share Beth O'Leary, The Just One Trilogy by Gail Foreman, and The Dead Girls of Hysteria Hall by Katie Allender. Next we have some classics, which some of them I have read and some of them I haven't, but I'm just not a huge fan of classics, and if anything I think I would listen to them as an audiobook. Like, just recently I listened to a Pride and Prejudice audiobook and it was so good. So maybe I would read classics like that, but I don't think I need all of these on my shelf anymore. So we have Of Mice and Men, Lord of the Flies, haven't read this one. Fahrenheit 451, I have read this one. To Kill a Mockingbird, read this one. And This Side of Paradise by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I can't speak today. Then 3 books I just really didn't like, so they gotta go. Why are they here if I didn't like them this much? The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, All I Want, if you know, you know. I read this in a recent reading vlog. The House on Mango Street, just was not a fan of those 3. These next books, not only have they been on my TBR for way too long, but I also think they're all YA, and if you guys have been following me for a little bit, you know I'm not a huge fan of YA anymore. I tend to not like it, so I never pick it up, so these gotta go. They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman, Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen M. McManus, Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, You Say It First by Katie Cotugno, and The Rest of the Story by Sarah Dessen. I know some people are gonna be mad at me for this one. The Shadow and Bone trilogy and Six of Crows. It's gotta go. I'm sorry, it's gotta go. I read Shadow and Bone and Siege and Storm so long ago. Sometime in college, but like freshman year, I think, and I just wasn't enjoying it, so I never ended up getting to Ruin and Rising, and because of that, I'm scared to read Six of Crows. Like, I don't want to read it. I have no itch to read it. I didn't enjoy her other books in this world, in this series, so it's time for this to leave. Next, we have some series that I'm just not going to be continuing, so it's time for these to go. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I didn't hate this. I just don't see myself continuing this series, so I don't need this on my bookshelf anymore. The Wicked King by Holly Black. I think I read the first book in this series on my Kindle. At this point, I don't remember what happened. It wasn't a memorable book. I didn't really enjoy it that much, so I'm not gonna go back into the series. This series is called the Dorothy Must Die series, and I really liked it when I was in high school. I think I read the first 3 books and then never read the 4th one, but at this point, I'm not gonna go back. This series, I have no idea what it's even called. It's Burn for Burn, Ashes to Ashes, and Fire with Fire. It's written by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. I remember I got this because I read The Summer I Turned Pretty and To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han, and I was obsessed with it. This series, I remember I read the first 2 books and I was so confused. Like, I had no idea what was going on. So my plan was to eventually read this when I was older. Maybe I'd understand it better. I just don't want to read it. The Field Party series, I just have no inkling to finish this. I think there's even more books out by now, and this isn't what I want to read anymore. It's giving Wattpad, and I'm just past that. And then one final series, also from high school, Time Between Us and Time After Time by Tamara Ireland Stone. And then finally, these last 4 books didn't fit into any other category. They have like their own reasons why I'm getting rid of them. So Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, I actually really wanted to read this and was debating keeping it, but I know what happens in the ending because it got spoiled for me. I don't remember how it got spoiled, but I was watching a movie or reading something and somebody either said to me or I saw a post that was like, oh, this has the same exact ending as Gone Girl. So now I know how this ends. The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. I actually read this book, as you can see by the tabs. This was given to me by a teacher in high school and she thought that I would like it. I did and actually like it. Oh wait, no, I need to keep this. It has a letter in it. Wait, never mind. This is not getting unhauled. She wrote me a letter in it. I didn't know that. Yeah, I can't get rid of that. Never mind. The Summer Book by Tove Jansson. I got this in a blind date with a book and I'm just never gonna read it realistically. And then Tell Me Lies. I just don't think I'm gonna like this. I read Magnolia Parks and I didn't like that, and for some reason this book is, I'm thinking it's gonna be like the same vibes from what I've heard of it. I could be completely wrong because I haven't read it obviously, but I just don't think I'm gonna get to this. I actually did start it once. Oh yeah, I can see some annotations. So yeah, I'm just not gonna read it. I'm scared of how many books that probably was. I need to count them up. I'm gonna count and see how many books I'm unhauling. I'm actually scared. I'm just thinking about how much money I have spent on these books and now I'm getting rid of them. It's for the best. Like, I can't force myself to read something that I don't want to read. I'm gonna count and then I'll be right back and tell you guys how many books this is. Okay, it's 52 books, which is less than I thought. I don't know if it's less or more than I thought actually. I'm proud of myself for getting rid of that many nonetheless. But do not fret, this video is not over. We have more to do. My room is in disarray now. So now I need to go through all the books that I'm keeping, like the books that are on my physical TBR. I'm gonna organize those by genre so I can then try and put them on my TBR carts. But first things first, let's organize them and then I'll tell you what books I decided to keep. Okay, I'm like also conflicted about these because I got 4 Shakespeare plays when I was in England. I had taken a Shakespeare class, so I wanted to get the 2 that I have read, but it was like some sale of getting 4, so I got 2 more, A Midsummer's Night Dream and Romeo and Juliet, because I was like, I'll totally read them. I'm so like literary. I don't think I'll ever read this, but I feel like I got them in such a special place that I need to keep them. But at the same time, I already have the 2 that I've read on my shelf. I need to get rid of them too. I need to. Ignore my Christmas pile, but I organized the books I'm keeping. I actually picked a few more to unhaul, which is Little Women. I've read the first half because I got it in like a fancy version when I was in England and I loved it, but then I went back to this one and I just couldn't read the way this one is written. I'm not sure if that one was like translated or something. I don't know, or like adapted, what's the word? But I'm going to DNF that. I mean, guys, I can't speak. I'm going to unhaul this because I don't see myself finishing it, and like I said earlier, I might listen to the audiobook if I want to do that. Then I'm gonna also unhaul the Hawthorne Legacy and the Brothers Hawthorne because it's just been so long since I read the other Inheritance Games books. I don't remember what they're about. I also don't know where they went. Like, I did own every single one and now they are nowhere to be found. What did I decide to keep? So while I tell you guys what I decided to keep, I'm also gonna try and put them on my TBR cart and hope for the best. I'm unsure how this is going to go. Let's start with the smallest pile. piles. My camera died, so you guys are in a little bit of a different spot now. Starting with historical fiction, we have The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, They Went Left, and Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm going to keep all 3 of these, and I think I'm going to put them on the bottom of the shelf just because I don't read historical fiction that often. Then for nonfiction, I only have 1 book, and it's I Wrote This for Attention by Lucas Gage. I actually got sent this. Why am I getting a phone call? Literally, where's my phone, guys? Hello? I'm literally actively filming a YouTube video. Sorry, I'm famous and all my friends just want to talk to me. Let's go to general just fiction books because I also don't have that many of these. Meanwhile, it's still like over 10 probably. It's kind of a funny story by Ned Vizzini. A Little Life. LA Weather by Maria Amparo Escandon. The Wishing Game. The Hotel Nantucket. A Man Called Obey. The Five People You Meet in Heaven and Tuesdays with Morrie, both by Mitch Albom. Normal People by Sally Rooney and Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. Wait, these might all fit on the cart, guys. Okay, then I have 1 dark romance book, which is Haunting Adeline. So I think I'm gonna put this here just because there's like a perfect space right here for it to go. Okay, I'm gonna try and put the romance books on the other side of this. I'm not sure if they'll fit. I have Sunny Side Up by Katie Sturino. I'm remembering that the reason all my hardcovers were on top is because they didn't fit like this. Okay, so for now I'll just put them on this shelf. Just Some Stupid Love Story by Caitlin Doyle. The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey. This was on the fence about with keeping, but I decided to keep it. An Offer from a Gentleman, which is Bridgerton. It's Benedict's book, and I like to read them right before the season comes out, so I'll probably be reading this soon. Well, actually, I don't remember when the next season is coming out, but you know what I'm trying to say. A Brush with Love by Maisie Eddings. Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. The Bromance Book Club by Lissa K. Adams. Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. And Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, which I'm actually borrowing this from Sarah's mom, so I need to read that soon so I can return it. Colty by Mariana Zapata. And then the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver. Now we have fantasy and thriller mystery left, which are my 2 biggest genres. Let's start with fantasy. I have the entire Shatter Me series. I've only read the first book. I know, guys, I know. But I did really enjoy it, and I actually do want to read this entire series, so I'm keeping it, and I'm determined to read it. Then we have Phantasma and Caraval, Lightlark, This Vicious Grace, The Song of Achilles. I think I'm gonna move these. Onyx Storm, I know, gotta get to that one. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, The Atlas Six, The Familiar by Lee Bardugo. This I'm a little scared of because of what I said about Shadow and Bone, but I'm gonna give this a try. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. The Tandem Read, Empire Storms and Tower of Dawn. This is like my immediate TBR. I think I'm gonna read it after the book I'm reading right now. Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. I'm going to go into this series after Throne of Glass, so gotta keep this guy. Let's go over the thriller mysteries that I'm keeping. Where Secrets Lie and People Like Us. I'm pretty sure those are both YA, so I'm a little nervous, but for now I'm gonna keep them. We'll see if I like them. You're Invited, Killers of a Certain Age, First Lie Wins, Only If You're Lucky, What Have We Done, The Night Shift, and Savvy Summers and the Sweet Potato Crimes, Beneath the Stairs, The Arrangement, The Lovely Bones, As Good as Dead, and a couple more, guys. Daisy Darker, Miss Winter in the Library with a Knife, The Teacher, and The Lost Village. And guys, we fit it all on the cart. We am actually so excited. I did not think I was gonna be able to do that, and I did, so now I'm really excited. Just to show you guys the cart for now, I might move around a couple of things just so it looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, but for now we have thriller mystery on the top. Then here we have fantasy on these 2 shelves. Then on the other side, a couple more thriller mystery here, plus my Kindle. Here is the romances. Here is nonfiction, historical fiction, general fiction, and the 1 dark romance. And now the last thing we have to do is fix my bookshelves because I did end up taking some books off of them to unhaul. So now I need to fix them, not rearrange them, but like kind of. My camera died yesterday when I was finishing up this video, so it is now the next day. We have a few more things I wanted to do. I reorganized my bookshelves, like kind of, not crazily, but I'm just gonna show you how I reorganized them. And then I also want to count my physical TBR now to see how many books I have, because it's looking a lot more attainable now that it all fits on 1 cart. So let's talk about my bookshelves. This is where my first bookshelf is. Ignore my Christmas decorations. These first 3 shelves are all romance. The top shelf is most of my favorites, so Emily Henry, Elsie Silver, and Chloe Walsh. Second second shelf, Heartstopper series, the off-campus series. I've only read these two. I know I really need to get on that. Down here is some more standalones and then my Colleen Hoover books. This shelf is my Sarah Dessen books. I was obsessed with her in like middle school, high school. Same with Jenny Han. Those are all my Jenny Han books, and then Rupi Kaur. And then down here, this shelf is like my least favorite, so let me know if you have any ideas of how to fix it. But here I have like classics like Shakespeare, Pride and Prejudice, Little Women, Anne of Green Gables. I got this edition in England actually. And then I have historical fiction, non-fiction, and just general fiction. Moving on to that shelf. My first 3 shelves are fantasy. So here we have my faves for the most part. A Court of Thorns and Roses. I have this special edition that's like all black. Also, I love setting my books up like this, but this always happens. Like they get like big on the side. So let me know if you know how to fix that too. Then I have Throne of Glass. Obviously the whole series is not here, but this is where I've read up to. I don't like to move the books to my bookshelf until I've read them. Here's the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, Divine Rivals, and then The Secret Life of Addie LaRue. Down here we have Fourth Wing, The Hunger Games, and then here just some more fantasies that I haven't continued yet, like Shatter Me. I need to finish the series. I need to keep reading the Kingdom of the Wicked series. Over here, the Selection series. Down here I have Twilight and Harry Potter, and then I just put Alchemize there because I didn't really know where else to put it. I actually feel like I could move it right there, and that might be better. I decided to keep it because I might go back to it eventually. I just don't want to read it right now. And then my bottom 2 shelves are mystery thriller. So here I have all the hardcovers. I just like them all in one place. I think it looks nice. Then here are my faves, Alice Feeney and Frida McFadden. And then when I was in England, I got this UK cover of And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. And then this is the one I actually read. And then on the bottom shelf, I have a ton of my mystery thrillers that I have read, as well as A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series propped up. I need to finish that as well. And then like I just mentioned, I do want to count how many physical books I have on my TBR now. I know you can see these books, but these are the unhaul books, so ignore those for now. And let's count how many are on the TBR cards. 64 books on the physical TBR, and I unhauled like 60 books, so that's really embarrassing. I'm the problem. But also I've read like 84 books this year, so hypothetically I could get through my physical TBR next year. And I think that is the end of this video. Thanks for coming along for my book unhaul. I had so much fun doing this. I'm feeling so productive. I'm feeling clean. I'm feeling ready for the new year. I think I need to go on a book buying ban because this video has shown me again that I have a problem. But I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.